What's up, everybody? My name is Blake Lawson, and today I'm going to tell you a little bit about the dangers of texting and driving. My hope for this speech is that by the end, I can convince you that it is not worth it, you will not text and drive anymore, and you'll keep yourself safe and you'll keep other people safe as well. Because I get it, communication is important, but no text is worth losing your life or taking someone else's. Who in here has gotten a text while they're driving? Everybody, right? Maybe it's from your spouse, maybe it's from your mom, telling you if you left your wallet at home, telling you that she wants to come visit, whatever it is. And you probably think it only takes, 5 seconds that you can answer this text while you're behind the wheel? Well, according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration website, that 5-second distraction at 55 miles per hour only is it's the equivalent of you driving blind the length of a football field. Do you get that? The amount of things that could go wrong in that amount of time, in that amount of space, are limitless. And what? So you can, best case scenario, hammer out a half thought out text with spelling mistakes, grammar errors, barely makes any sense because you're swerving from one side of the road to the other, driving with your knees. No. The worst case scenario, the story of you, everything you've lived through, everybody you've ever met, your whole family, everything that you've ever gone through could end just like that for no reason. For what? A sloppy text that you don't even get to send? You could kill somebody else. The point is that it's not ever going to be worth it. Everybody who's ever studied this, the United States Department of Transportation, the United States Department of Motor Carriers, National Highway Traffic Safety Association, everybody that's ever studied this, is pretty clear, and they all say the same thing. It impairs the driver's abilities, it is extremely dangerous, and it's never ever going to be worth it. No text anybody has ever sent is worth anybody's life. And I hope by the end of the video I can convince you to stop texting and driving. Distracted driving, the facts are it kills thousands of people every single year. Texting while driving is the #1 killer of American teens, and unfortunately I think we all have stories to back that up. In early June of 2017, around 3 in the afternoon, a group of friends of mine were headed to the beach. It was a beautiful Friday, Hawaii afternoon. School had just gotten out, and surfing was the only thing on people's minds. Since people were coming from different schools, different parts of the island, different workplaces, everyone arrived at the beach at different times. And one of my friends, who I'm going to keep nameless, he was last to arrive. So a text went out for him to pick up some snacks along the way to the beach. And that text never got answered. He never made it to the beach. And it wasn't until later that day when we saw the ambulance lights, after dozens of missed texts, after other dozens of missed calls, that we knew why. Let me hit you with the numbers. It's not just my friend. According to a personal injury lawyer website, edgarschneider.com, cell phone usage while behind the wheel leads to 1.6 million crashes every single year. 390,000 people are critically injured from texting and driving accidents. 1 in every 5 teens involved in fatal traffic accidents admits to being distracted by their phone. Get this, at any point every single day, approximately 660,000 people are attempting to use their phone from behind the wheel. Do you realize that? Are you seeing the potential for danger here? Now that I've built up a case, now that you see the facts that why texting and driving is dangerous, let me also show you that it doesn't have to stay this way. The numbers don't always have to be this bad. In the past couple of decades, huge steps have been taken in the anti-texting and driving world by not only the U.S. Department of Transportation, but also individuals who have been affected by the horrors of distracted driving-related accidents, and people who just see that it's so dangerous and it's not ever going to be worth it. According to an article at transportation.gov, the dangerous practice of distracted driving is being fought through means such as raising public knowledge of that it's dangerous through TV, movies, commercials, everywhere. You always see it. Through campaigns, phone in one hand, ticket in the other, click it or ticket. We've all seen the signs. We've all seen the ads. And but that's not just what they're doing. Another way that tech companies and automaker companies are helping is by creating newer technology development like hands-free voice text, Bluetooth implementation, and do not disturb mode, other safe alternatives to looking at your phone from behind the wheel, and you can still communicate. Why would you ever need a text when there's Siri text, Bluetooth implementation? There's no point. Through the development of these new technologies that remove the need for texting altogether, through the spread of stories of young men and women turn statistics like my friend, unfortunately, and through the negative reinforcement of people who would put themselves and others in harm's way, and most importantly, by choosing to be better ourselves, we can only make the choice to stop texting and driving ourselves. We can stop the epidemic that is texting and driving. By silencing your phone or by there are so many alternatives out there. Find one. You'll never have to pick your phone up. And I promise you, that's all that it takes to save lives. It doesn't cost anything to take your ringer off. But by saving that one last text until you get safely where you're going, you are driving 23 times safer than someone with a phone in their hand. By continuing to value each human life around us over returning a text right away, we're doing our part to make each other safer. It's free, it's easy, and it's all it takes is the will to do better. Now that we've got through some of the effects distracted driving can have, let's think of the world without distracted driving at all, the world that we can make. There are no downside to this world without distracted driving. First of all, you won't be putting any lives at risk. That's the biggest deal in the world. Neglecting that impulse to answer a quick text means that you are putting other people's lives in front of your need to be heard. When it's in those words, it feels pretty condemning, but I think people need to hear that. Protecting innocent human life is not your thing, though. How about this? You could be saving yourself. You could be saving your wallet from tickets and citations. That's right. If you don't want to do it for other people, some states like New Jersey and New York fine hundreds of dollars and even threaten license suspension to repeat texting and driving offenders. Protect yourself, protect your neighbors, and protect your wallets. It's the easiest, most selfless thing you can do behind the wheel, and it requires no effort at all. That can be our future, but what can we do today? It's really pretty simple. Since we've discussed texting and driving today, I want everybody to stop today. There are so many ways to stop texting and driving. Just look at vdriveusa.com or any number of websites, and it will become clear that the right way to drive is to put your ringer on silent, put your phone in your glove box, buy hands-free control, whatever you need to do. There are different levels that you can go, but when you're driving, drive. That is the bottom line. Pay attention to the road. Even though communication is important, no text is worth losing your life or taking someone else's. I'm sure this video is probably easy to shrug because I'm just some fellow student that you're probably never going to see past the screen. But please, I don't care how good you think you are at multitasking. I used to text and drive all the time, and now, years later, every time my phone buzzes while I'm behind the wheel, I see my friend's face. It's a pretty common thing for people to send hundreds of texts from behind the wheel, but it only takes one for your entire life story to come to a close. And no text is worth that. Please don't let my friend's story be in vain. Stop texting and driving today. Thank you for listening. I'm Blake.